Kyle, I
Welcome.
have to pee. Oh. Go for it, Kyle. Intro.
Okay, welcome to Mediaverse Podcast, the only podcast where I actually kill a bunch of mobsters because they killed my dog.
I remember when that
Trust
happened.
Yep. Trust me. Okay, so today we're going to be reviewing John Wick, Chapter 3, which, trust me, we're going to go in full spoilers after when we get into this. But we're going to talk about GameStop, Robert Pattinson potentially being Batman! Exclamation! I'm doing with my fingers because they don't even know right now.
Right.
We're going to be talking about the new film division within PlayStation. That's right, PlayStation has a film division now. Some epic games stuff, good and bad, and some Disney Plus and some Activision news as always. As always, I'm going to kick it off to Chris. What do you want to talk about today?
Well, we have a lot of news. But I thought we should kick this off with a kind of the biggest tech story that came out this week with an executive order. Let me finish, Kyle. Executive order was signed that apparently U.S. companies will no longer be able to do business with the company Huawei, which is a Chinese-based company, because of security concerns. This ban will start in 90 days now, but this is kind of a huge deal because they're the second biggest. Are you fucking kidding me? My stupid iPhone from work constantly turns on. I should just get a Huawei phone that won't work with Android anymore. But anyway, they're second biggest cell phone manufacturer in the world, and they will not be able to get Android updates or anything from Microsoft or Qualcomm, Intel, AMD, Texas Instruments, all those companies. They won't be able to do business with them. So, Kyle, what do you think of this ban on Huawei?
Well, you did say they're the second biggest cell phone producer, right?
They are the second biggest cell phone company in the world. Their cell phones use Android. They actually have some nice looking cell phones. The biggest thing though is the security concerns with Huawei, because there's a lot of times with Chinese companies, because China is communist, it's kind of like a weird capitalism, communist type of thing where the government is very involved in a lot of aspects of businesses. And there's concern that the phones might be collecting, information from everybody that uses them. So that's kind of not cool. Then again, Google collects your information like crazy, apparently.
Yeah, well, Google knows how much I look up for messed up things all the time. They know how they know I love the memes.
Yeah, I guess the biggest thing with this though is it's such a huge company, and to straight up tell United States companies like, hey, you can't do business with these people anymore, which Google immediately was like, hey, all right, then we're not going to send Huawei any more Android updates. But it's a lot of money that these companies won't be able to make from Huawei, because a lot of the phones they make, a lot of the parts were actually made in the U.S. Like, a lot of people don't understand this, but the United States makes a lot of microchips that are used in smartphones. Which means, though, it's weird, though, because in order to make microchips, you need rare metal. A lot of rare metal comes from China, so it just seems like China could make their own microchips, no problem. But it really comes down to the software thing, too, because what are they going to do for their phones? Are they going to make their own weird app store that iOS won't be able to have any Gmail, YouTube, Pandora, Netflix, all these things these phones won't be able to have if they can't do business in the United States?
I mean, think about it this way: Chinese YouTube. I mean, the joke my friend said was we watched Black Panther and they had like their own little beach right there. There, he was like, I can't wait to see that on Wakanda YouTube. I'm like, they're that smart. So like China's pretty smart and they're very large. So we'll have to see where it's gonna be at. Like I'm not big like phone manufacturer. I think the only phone I know this is in China.
No,
China?
Samsung is from South Korea.
Okay, South Korea. Okay, yeah. I knew it was one of the companies in Asia. Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, Samsung is the largest phone manufacturer in the world, and they're from South Korea.
Yeah, and I love
Huawei is second, and then Apple is third right now.
Yep. Yeah, but Huawei it's literally like comes out of nowhere. Like I've seen a lot of their phones. I watch like a lot of YouTube videos on them, and I think one of my favorite phones is how they compared their phone to a Nintendo Switch, and they're saying that ours is better, and I'm like, you're comparing a phone to a game system. Congratulations.
I mean, Huawei's made,
but that's all I know about Huawei.
I've never seen any of their products in person, which I'm kind of surprised.
Me neither.
I do know a lot of people from China, but they don't seem to be using Huawei stuff. But anyway, they have a lot of cool stuff. They have like this line of phones called like the Honor line they're sleek looking phones. They have a laptop that looks exactly like a MacBook Pro, which is like, well, but apparently they fixed it has a better keyboard than the current MacBook Pro, which everybody hates the MacBook keyboards at the moment. But this will be a developing story. I just thought it was important that we start with this just because this is like a really big deal in technology, because you don't want to lose a competitor that big, because, you know, Huawei has been driving a lot of other companies to like, you know, compete with each other because they're like, hey, we can't let this company win.
Yeah, no, competition is very important. And like, it's very important to do that, because without competition, you'll end up like GameStop.
Is that your segue into GameStop?
Yeah, I thought that would be a good segue.
All right. I
thought that would be a good segue because, well, so GameStop, you know, they've been in financial trouble a lot. You know that, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so GameStop, like, they try to get bought out. Nobody, they bailed out the last minute. So they were just like, okay, so how do we, so they're trying to figure out a way to fix everything. They just got a new CEO, and they saw the most, it was sort of like one of the things where they went 2 steps forward, but 2 steps backwards. So 2 steps forward, they raised their, it's in beta right now in select stores. And pretty much like what's happening is it's like they're raising the price to $20 for the Power Rewards members, but they're doing a thing where you're gonna get $5 of a gift certificate. We get to spend that gift certificate within that month. You cannot stack them at all. So and this is where it gets really stupid. You're gonna lose. They're gonna cut off the 10% off of used games and accessories.
Yeah,
because they are that stupid.
I don't understand. The $5 coupon every month is like, is it just linked to your Power Up reward card, or do you actually have to like pull it up on your phone when they email it to you?
Well, last time I was at a GameStop, they don't do the card anymore. They just go straight up to the phone number.
Well, yeah, I know that, but like, if it's like a coupon, are they gonna like email you the coupon and then you like have to show them on your phone?
Or, yeah, or they'll just look it up.
Or is it gonna be like when I worked at Kohl's, where like people would forget their coupons and it'd be like, no big deal, I'll just scan one for you.
No, I've seen that a lot. I see that.
Yeah.
Any Kohl's.
Yeah, like we used to just scan coupons for people back in the day. If like they didn't have one, but they had to charge, we'd just be like, all right, just give you the coupon.
They still do it. Hilariously.
Losing the 10% off of used games though is kind of not really that great.
Nope. Like, the only reason I never use that is because when Best Buy used to do their card, I paid for that and I got 20% off all new games. But still, I'm not paying for your card if I'm not getting a percentage off of it.
Yeah, it's weird.
That's just one example.
I used to be a pretty big customer at GameStop. Like, I used to love going there, but lately, granted, there are some nice GameStops in the town I live in. They have those like weird plaques that say prestige on the doors, but it is like weird how it's like half toy store, half video game store. But
yeah, that's
you're never really
games
finding anything interesting at GameStop anymore, and maybe that's just because of, you know, maybe more people are just hanging on to their games and not really trading them into GameStop now. Maybe it's just because they don't go back that far in the generations. But
yeah, no, I think the retro store I think them turning into a retro store, which I think they missed the boat on, has so much potential.
I don't think it has as much potential as a lot of people that talk about video games think it did on YouTube. It is kind of like niche still. I mean, maybe if like there was like a GameStop retro for like every like so many GameStops, maybe that would work. But like if every store started doing retro, I'm sure a lot of that stuff would either sit there or, you know, let's face it, people that go to like flea markets and sell retro stuff would just like immediately go into those GameStops and just like clear them out. Or mom and pop stores would probably buy the shit up too.
Oh no, they definitely probably would.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like this is what happened. Like GameStop, like I said, the good segue because you don't have competition. GameStop bought out almost every big game store. They bought out EB Games. Actually, no, they bought EB Games last, but they bought out Funko-Land, Planet X. Yeah, I mentioned
Planet X. Like is such a weird anomaly because I don't think Planet X was like actually like a big chain because it was just like something we knew about. I never saw like Planet X anywhere except in, you know, the one mall we go to.
Yeah. Yeah, back in the day, right next to the food court.
Yeah.
But so I find out like so interesting that they bought out almost every one of those things and they were like, well, without competition, we're number one. And like you said, you said, you need competition.
Yeah, I mean Blockbuster did the same
thing.
Competition.
And Blockbuster did do the same thing. Actually, they still had competition for a while with Hollywood Video.
It's true.
Like, except Hollywood Video went out of business first.
Yeah.
So, like I said, GameStop needs to kind of think about get their shit together and think about like what they need to do to actually recover. Like my one friend's like, well, maybe GameStop should just be a clothing store. And I'm like, no. It's like, why not? They sell great. Yeah. But the problem is when I think of GameStop, when you think of the word GameStop, what is the first thing that comes to mind? Games. Exactly. What are you trying to say? He's like, are you trying to say they should change into a Think Geek store? Possibly. Well, you should have said that.
The toys at least have been actually working out pretty well from them from what I've read.
Yeah. You know, actually I went over to GameStop the other day and I just thought you might find this interesting. They actually have an exclusive where they have replica props from the Marvel Studio movies. Like they have a fully cool replica of the Eye of Agamotto from Doctor Strange, web shooters from the Iron Spider suit. Hell, they even have like the necklace and the little bead things from Black Panther there, and the arc reactor from Infinity Wars. They look so great.
That's really cool. Like but at the same time, it's like how many people do you think honestly buy that stuff though?
There none. Like I said, they have cool stuff, but
yeah, I mean it's cool. Like you love to look at it.
Yeah, it looks so amazing, but I wouldn't buy it.
Yeah.
But like I said, when I think of GameStop, I think of games. I don't go think about collectibles. Like I said, there's this one store I know that's in Montana and Minnesota. No, it's Minnesota. Minnesota that was called GameStop Pop Culture, and if they transformed it into like that, where everything's separated and nice and clean, I think GameStop would look so much better. But I know that should have cost a lot of money.
Yeah,
that's my 2 cents on there.
Yeah, it will cost a lot of money. And they have a lot of stores, so it will be interesting to see what actually does finally happen to GameStop, and if they do decide to go full blown with this new version of the Power Up card. But you said it's only being tested in selected markets, so don't need to worry about it right now.
And I think
if you're a GameStop customer, unless you're in one of those markets.
I think what's going to happen when you're in a market, everyone's going to tell them, this is stupid. This is very stupid. I want my 10% back right now.
Well, anyway, what's next, Kyle?
Let's see. Do you want to talk about Robert Pattinson really quick?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Sure. Well, he's a good actor, and I don't know why we're talking about him, but he's a good actor. He was in those Twilight movies. Everybody seems to love those.
Yeah, and he loved him so much that now he's becoming a Batman.
What? No.
Yeah, that's right. Right. So apparently, he's saying that he's not allowed to talk about it, but apparently it's 100. It's almost confirmed that he's going to be Batman in the Batman movie.
Realistically, what
I think he's gonna
what do you think of him as Batman?
I gotta look at some of the movies, which I'm planning on doing, his post Twilight stuff. But as for a young Batman, I think he might be a good choice. Plus, if you think about it, he's very skinny, so they could actually use that to their advantage and tell him, just don't work out. We'll let you. Well, like he'll be like a very inexperienced Batman because this is taking place like when he's super inexperienced. Like think of Super Year One.
Well, here's the thing about that point. First of all, I think it's actually a really good choice for Batman. Some of his other movies, he's pretty good in. He's not as skinny as you think he is, and honestly, they can bulk anybody up with these like.
No, that's another thing I was gonna say.
Yeah, with these insane workouts these actors do, like it's like okay, like for the next like 6 months, it's your job to like just work out and eat nothing but protein. So
look at Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt. I mean, look at Chris Hemsworth before he was Thor. He was a thin dude, and now he's like massive.
Yeah, you think about it, Tom Hiddleston would have been Thor instead of Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah,
and there's footage of that, which is amazing. But yeah, like I said, and then we got to see him, and spoiler alert, we got to see him get super fat with Thor.
Yeah.
Oh wait, that was a fat suit. Sorry, I couldn't resist. But yeah, like I think he's probably gonna be an interesting choice. Just we gotta see how they want him to be portrayed. But I think he's probably gonna be a good choice. Although I do not like what the fangirls are doing right now, trying to get the Twilight reunion happening between those two, and I'm like, no, sorry, no.
I'm not gonna lie. I think Kristen Stewart actually might be a good choice for Catwoman. Realistically, she's done just as much like cool, like interesting stuff as he has since those movies, and I'm like, that might work, but I mean, who knows?
I just don't want it to turn into a Twilight reunion. I just don't want it to turn into a Twilight reunion.
Kid as like Riddler.
Well. Like I have 2 reasons. It's oh my god.
But
no, he has to be Bane. Okay.
Whatever. I don't know anything really about Bane. Twilight. So I guess we'll go into the next rumor about these villains. So apparently the rumored villains for this new Batman movie are going to be Penguin and Catwoman. Also, I heard the movies might actually take place in the 90s.
Which would be good because that would make pretty much like a low-tech thing. Plus, at the same time, it'll be considered a prequel to Ben Affleck's Batman.
Does that even matter anymore, though?
I don't even know. It seems like they want to do it this way. But I don't care. Like, it's going to hopefully be a good movie. Like, I love Batman. I hope he gives him justice, And Matt Reeves is a good director, and he's also a good writer. He did the first 2 Planet of the Apes movies, which were incredible. Not the first 2, the last 2 Planet of the Apes. Sorry.
Yeah.
And they were really good movies. Like love the last Planet of the Apes movie. And
Don't you think it's weird though that they're doing Catwoman and Penguin just like Batman Returns though?
Do you want to make it? Do you want to make it better by we replace it during Christmas time? Because why not?
It's just strange that that's who they would pick for this like new iteration of Batman, where we're gonna take Batman Returns, like my least favorite Batman movie, honestly.
Well,
it's scary and weird, and I don't like it.
Yeah, no,
Danny DeVito eats a raw fish in one of the scenes. I can't stand it. It's weird.
Here's a. You want to hear who's been rumored? He's just been like cock teasing everybody about it.
It's Olaf from Frozen.
Yeah, he's been cock teasing like crazy. I'm like, just shut up. Are you just? Don't say that I know you're under contract.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, I guess we'll go to the next subject after this.
Okay.
PlayStation division has a new movie production called the PlayStation Productions.
So what you were telling me is this is essentially as PlayStation making their own Marvel Studios, having control of their IPs and making their own in-house movies.
Yep. Minus the shared universe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just in case everyone gets like, oh, I can't wait to see Nathan Drake to take down Jack in real life. I'm like, no, whoa. Slow down your horse, people. Yeah, like it's a good idea because I remember like they sent out like, their movies to people to like the Ratchet and Clank movie. That was okay.
I heard it was okay. I watched about like the first 5 minutes of it and it was kind of like, this is not the Ratchet and Clank I remember playing, so I'm sure this movie's fine, but I definitely prefer the more snarky, like grungy Ratchet and Clank from 2001 than the new Ratchet and Clank that is kind of like a goody-goody. But
yeah, no, I agree with you on that one. But like I said, it wasn't bad. It wasn't terrible. I mean, they kept some of the characters in, which is good. There some of their qualities in there. The quality.
I mean, it's cool they got all the actors from the game to be in that movie, which is rare.
The plumber. Yeah, I love that, and I love that he's at the end of the scene. At the end of the scene at the theater, if you actually wait, he's like, "What are y'all doing here? Leave already. The movie's over."
Nice.
And I love that. I did enjoy that, and he also appears in the actual movie. Also, he does appear in the game and says, "See you in the next reboot." I'm like, oh.
I think my favorite one the plumber ever did was when they first went to PS3, and he's like, "Oh, hey guys, didn't recognize you in HD." Like, that was the best.
He's the Deadpool of that universe.
Yeah. I mean, is PlayStation Productions going to just make a movie about the plumber from Ratchet and Clank? We finally get his secret origin.
I would. We need to know this now. But the first thing that's on the table right now is they're doing, and this is an odd one, Twisted Metal television show.
It's weird that it is this going to be animated or is it going to be like live action?
They do a lot of live action stuff on their game, so I feel like they're going to do a live action one.
That's going to be
and I feel
crazy, but maybe cool.
I feel like they're going to have to go on a streaming service and be like, okay, or they do what they did before and actually or bring it out to people and be like, hey, if you have PlayStation Plus, you can watch it for free.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a serious question.
That wouldn't be the first time.
I'm going to ask you a serious question about Twisted Metal. I played a shit ton of Twisted Metal as a kid, but I could not tell you what the hell is that game actually about besides like demolition derby cars. What is the story of Twisted Metal? Do you know?
It's about all these razors trying to murder each other so they can get a wish.
Really? That's what it's actually about?
Yeah, I played a lot of Twisted Metal 2 on the PSP, and once I found out about it, like one of the endings is the guy gets shot and says, "That's it. I want you." Pizza. It says pizza by accident, and he wishes for pizza. And pizza pops up. He's like, "Oh, pizza? Are you sure that's what you wish?" Okay.
So what you're telling me is Twisted Metal is the Tournament of Power from Dragon Ball Super, except with vehicles.
Yes,
Okay.
it is. It was before the Tournament of Power happened.
Interesting. Well, I can see maybe how that works as a TV show if it is like a tournament-based type of thing.
Yeah, and I could see this being on a streaming service. Like, believe it or not, on a streaming service, like maybe Amazon if they're game enough. Also, I forgot to add this. I'll add this later, like a little bit afterwards. But just so you know that PlayStation did do an original series, and they only had 2 series, and it failed. And they never decided to do that ever again, which was called Powers.
I've never watched it.
It's pretty good for the quality. Anyway, you know that I'm an Agnes just because we're talking about. I just mentioned Amazon, but and it was not on the list, but I figured I'd mention it now. So, Chris, how much do you like The Tick?
I think it's okay.
Well, they're canceling it.
To be perfectly honest, it doesn't surprise me.
Season 2 was like, I
think season 2 was good, but it's a very like weird show that I can see a lot of people not watching.
Yeah. But like I said, I'm mad, but you know what? I understand. It's business. It's business at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, I liked it a lot. It is a funny show, but at the same time, it also looked like it was kind of an expensive show to make at some points.
Oh yeah, no, it was pretty expensive at some points. You could kind of tell in season 2, they kind of try to like lower it down.
Yeah.
Like you can kind of tell, except for the lobster. So, yes. So, yeah, that just popped in my head. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So,
but that does suck.
All right. So next thing is we got some confirmed news right now on the movie side of the thing. Falcon Winter Soldier show is going to be taking place right after Endgame, so we get to see Captain Falcon.
Nice.
And we get to see him do Falco Punch.
Show me your moves.
Yeah. Sorry, we have to do this every time because we got this. But Darren Beamo and Sharon Carter are confirmed to be coming back, which is funny because he actually the guy who plays Zemo does have a multi-year movie deal, so they're like, we'll just use one of that to pay for your television show for a television show. Okay.
Well, I mean that works. Sharon Carter back. That's cool. That makes sense. Yeah, it's weird. I wonder if Falcon will be Captain America or if it will be like the whole show is like him like spoilers for Endgame, I guess, but everybody's seen it. The movie's made $2.6 billion. Everybody's seen it. Anyway,
yeah, that movie made a lot of money, and it's surpassed Avatar without a re-release.
Domestically, not worldwide. It hasn't passed Star Wars yet domestically yet, though. But yeah, it's weird because I wonder if the whole show will be him like being like, oh, I don't know if I should be the new Captain America, and then at the end he finally becomes Captain America.
Yeah, no, I would love that because he's like, you could kind of tell he didn't want to take the mantle. Because remember, he said, how does it feel? It feels like somebody else. Good, because that's yours now.
Yeah.
So, like, he wants it. So, like, he's still probably nervous about it. And, like, a lot of people were like, why can't you let Bucky have it? One, Bucky's damaged. Two, he's
a criminal.
Yeah. Two, you can kind of see it slowly develop over time. You know, the friendship between Captain America and Falcon. So, yeah.
Plus, Bucky's been frozen for years. He doesn't know what's happening. Sam Wilson actually knows current events.
Yeah, he does.
Except for that 5 years.
Yep. Wow, man, 5 years. I'm still young and sexy. Woo! Kidding.
Yeah.
But so I think it's going to be great. I can't wait for Disney streaming to come out. They're not going to release it immediately. They're definitely releasing it on 2020. We're getting The Mandalorian, though. So
that looks cool. Well, speaking of Star Wars, Vanity Fair had an
Let's go.
article about Star Wars Episode 9 that dropped with a bunch of cool pictures of the new movie. So, Kyle, any of these pictures speak to you? Were you like, whoa, that's cool, or what the hell is going on? What'd you think?
I only saw the cover. I saw some. I didn't get a chance to see some of it. I only saw the covers. I was like, cool.
Well,
cool.
there were some interesting ones. If I'll take you through some of the ones that I thought were interesting. We got to see a picture of the Knights of Ren, and they kind of look like Mad Max Road Warriors, which is kind of interesting.
Cool.
We got to see Kylo Ren and Rey about to have like an epic fight. I was like, all right. That's the main thing I'm hoping for in this movie. I just want to see Rey and Kylo Ren have like an epic Anakin versus Obi-Wan fight at the end.
I have the high ground. I have the high ground. You underestimate my powers.
Hey, I like that fight. That's really cool, that fight.
I love that fight too.
Yeah.
It's one of the best Star Wars fights. I'm not gonna deny that. It's just that line of dialogue going, I have the high ground. You underestimate my power. No, Anakin. Chill. And that's how, and it gets
lava hurts. Anyway, the other interesting picture was of Luke Skywalker not looking like a Force ghost. It's just like straight up standing there with R2-D2. And I'm like, is this why the movie's called Rise of Skywalker? Is he a zombie?
Is Luke Skywalker Jesus?
I don't know. He was the chosen one.
Look at that beard. Although they did say something, I didn't read an article. I did read one thing. They said that Kylo Ren and Rey are closer than you think, and I'm like, are they brothers and sister? Are we gonna find out that Leia's actually that's actually like we find out Rey's mother is actually Leia?
I don't think that. I think Rey might be a clone of the Emperor.
No, that's a lot of people were thinking too.
Yeah, because don't forget, like Anakin.
A lot of people.
Anakin's the Emperor's son, technically, according to canon. What my friend told me, and I'm like, what?
Oh yeah, yeah. Due to the comic book, he pretty much manipulated the midichlorians and got her pregnant. I was like, she force sexed her. I was like, oh god, that was so bad when I read that. I was just like, what?
Did you ever see the picture of like they show Anakin's mom and then they show like a ghost of Palpatine behind her and he's all like,
that's
like it's really funny looking.
I was like dying when I found out about this. I was just like, some of my coworkers that when I worked at the movie theater were like, what just happened? I don't know it's real anymore. It's like, what do you mean? I show in the article, they're like, what the fuck? Are you serious? I'm like, yeah. That's Darth Vader's father is Sidious, man.
Yeah, it is. That's a weird thing in Star Wars, but Star Wars is a weird thing. So, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's not as weird as like Amanda Waller changing the genetics of Batman about Terry McGinnis' father to Bruce Wayne's DNA.
Yeah, well.
That was a weird twist, if we all remember.
Well, anyway.
That took me a while to process.
Yeah. Star Wars 9. I'll definitely see it. However, I'm not like super like, like, oh, I can't wait or anything like that. And granted, I've never really been like that for any Star Wars movie.
I'll see in the theaters.
I like to see them in the theaters just because they're like big spectacle movies. So.
Yeah, and plus the sound system sounds so good on there too.
I mean, this is going to be. I think this is the final John Williams movie. So.
Oh yeah, and also J.J. Abrams' last one before the Game of Thrones guys take over for the next trilogy.
Yeah, which I mean, who knows what that's going to be? If that's going to be like 10, 11, 12, or something completely different.
It's going to be its own little thing. I think it's a good idea to have somebody else do that after the whole controversy with Rian Johnson. Like, like him just bleeding out and just saying like, I'm treating this as a separate movie, even though he shouldn't. It's a trilogy, and it's just like he said some really outlandish things, which was crazy. He started acting like Cartman from South Park.
You know, I don't really mind him being kind of trolly, because at the end of the day, the Star Wars fan, like the people that complain online that are like the super hardcore Star Wars fans, they hate like all the prequel movies that the creator of Star Wars made.
Yeah. Yeah, no, there's an entire video that sums up a Star Wars fan if I had to send it to you.
I mean, like, I like the prequels. They're fine. And honestly, I think the prequels do a better job at feeling more important than these current Disney Star Wars movies. Like the stakes seem so high in the prequels compared to like 7 and 8.
Yeah.
Like 7 and 8, me and Bill, who's on this podcast, we still don't even understand who the hell is the First Order? Like, why did they take over the galaxy? Yeah. And like some people will be like, well, if you read this book, it's like, no, I'm not reading a goddamn book. I want to know in the movie. So
yeah, I get it. Like I can understand like maybe like, well, if you watch the TV show,
the movie like, should explain it. Like
the movie should explain.
Yeah, because I like literally watching those movies. It's like I don't understand who are the First Order. Like, why are they so powerful?
It's like if Marvel did, like Marvel Studios went, oh, let's explain the 5-year gap, and then they just go, spoiler alert, we killed Thanos. Wait, what? I want to see this. Oh, wait, here's a good example. I wanted to see Hulk. I want to see maybe how Professor Hulk became Professor Hulk. He just went like,
it's very different. It's more like if Marvel Studios like made like Avengers and the villain was Thanos and he had the Infinity Stones and you were like, what the fuck is going on? Like,
oh yeah, there we go.
Like it's just like the First Order is just like this like thing that's there, but like you never really understand like how much of the galaxy do they control? Like, why are they such a threat?
Yeah.
Is there a republic? Why is Leia part of the Resistance and not the Republic? That's one thing that annoys the shit out of me. I don't get why she's part of the Resistance and not the Republic. I'm like, is the Republic a thing? Well, clearly it is, because the First Order blew up all those planets in the first Force Awakens. But anyway, I'll go off on a huge tangent about like why I don't understand Disney Star Wars for like stupid reasons. So let's move on.
I will say one thing, and this is the only time they like mention the First Order. They just go like in that little message. They're like, the First Order is actually a remnant of the Empire, and that's it. Like that's all you get. And that's even before the movie
they don't
starts.
even say anything like the First Order is the remnants of the Empire and they control this much of the galaxy and the Republic is fighting them. But it's like, no, it's like the Resistance is fighting them. Who the hell is the Resistance? Why isn't the Republic fighting them?
One thing I will admit to, one thing about the First Order that I like better than the Empire. They got stormtroopers that actually hit.
Yeah, well,
that's it. All right, let's go to our gaming stuff, and then we'll get to our reviews, because we have only maybe 3 things that involve gaming. Okay, so we'll go to we'll start off with the epic stuff. Dauntless is the first cross-play game between all 3 games at launch, which is pretty a huge feat because Epic Games like pretty much had the balls to tell Sony, you better make this cross-platform at launch, or we're not going to launch it on here. And Epic Games has a lot of power right now because of Fortnite.
Do you think they have more power because of Fortnite or more power because of the Unreal Engine?
I think it's both, actually, now once you mention that.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting.
But think about it, like, yeah. So I thought this was really, really cool that I could actually, you have to have an Epic account first, but I thought it was really cool that I could actually play with my friends on Xbox or my friends on PC and be like, yo, let's go and do something together.
What about Nintendo?
Instead of just, that's not on there yet, but I can see it happening next.
What about Dreamcast?
So. Chris, you need dial-up connection.
Damn it.
For that thing.
My 56K modem.
Chris, you know what happened last time when we hooked up a dial-up? We hooked up a Broadway connection and a wireless adapter into your Dreamcast. It blew up.
It almost broke space-time.
It blew up.
Well, what else is happening, Kyle?
Well, Epic Games had a really huge, had their first like summer sale before Steam did. But here's the thing: they said anything above $15, they'll get Epic Games will cover the $10 off. So that means even if you pre-order something, so like let's just say, oh, I want to pre-order Borderlands. Well, you can do that because it's going to be $50 because Epic Games got your back. But a lot of game companies are actually pulling their games off the Epic Games Store because of that, because they feel like their games are less valued now because of it.
Well, it seems like what I read, Epic made this sale. They said that but they didn't make the other game companies aware that they were going to be selling their stuff at a discount. But
yeah,
apparently Epic was going to eat the cost of the discount, and they still would have made the same amount of money. However, game companies were pissed that they didn't get the notice. And the thing you just said about they were mad about, you can't just devalue our games so you can attract more people to your store.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. I mean, Epic seems to be making all types of mistakes with the Epic Store.
Yeah, they're making a lot of moves. Like they literally just bought what do you call it? Psyonix, which does Rocket League.
Yeah, so, we talked about that, I think. So,
yeah, we did. Like they just bought that. They're trying to make moves right now, so I wouldn't be surprised if I see Epic Games buying up more small indie studios just to make them Epic Games exclusive. But the last news of the day is Call of Duty 2020 is not going to be made by Sledgehammer Games or Ravensoft. It's going to be Black Ops 5, and it's going to be Treyarch, which is a little unusual because what I found out was the two companies were bickering with each other. Ravensoft actually took a leadership role this time because most of the people from Sledgehammer Games were gone, and these people were hating each other. They weren't even getting anything done. Apparently, this game was going to take place during the Cold War. So Activision went like, if you bitches don't get along, we're getting the big boys out, which they did. They got Treyarch, which they're going to make this Call of Duty 5, which remember how we talked about Crunch a few podcasts ago?
Yes.
They're going to be under constant crunch, but Sledgehammer and Ravensoft are going to be supporting them during this endeavor, and they're probably going to recover whatever remains of this game and make it into a Black Ops 5. And it's real, and they're trying to get a new a new Call of Duty every year now, which they've been doing for 15 years now. Insane.
So the Call of Duty system works by having, I thought it was 3 developers that make games, but from what you said, it sounds like 4 developers that make Call of Duty games.
Yeah. One of them is a support developer for Sledgehammer.
Or okay, so Ravensoft was the support developer for Sledgehammer, I guess.
Yeah, and then the roles got reversed in the next cycle.
Okay, and Sledgehammer and Ravensoft couldn't get away in the opposite direction.
Yeah, a lot of the people from Sledgehammer left the company and made a new studio in 2K. And they were poaching a lot of developers. So it was like the same situation with Infinity Wars a couple of years back, where the creators pretty much got fired and made their own studio and made Respawn and pretty much poached every person that was in Infinity Wars, the former Infinity Wars, and there was only 8 people left. Now it's all left Infinity Wars, those 8 people, which I don't know if they're still there, and then Neversoft combined them into the new Infinity Wars.
So Infinity War is still a thing, and Neversoft, the ones that used to make like Tony Hawk and Rock Band and stuff.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so weird. It's so weird that Activision only makes Call of Duty, I think, right?
Yeah, that and the Crash Bandicoot games and the Spyro games. Right now
that's
they're doing
true.
Right now they're only publishing Shadows Die Twice. That's they're only putting out 3 games, and that's it.
They published that Sekiro game too, but that was from another company, right?
Yep. Different company. It was
Okay.
FromSoft. So here comes the problem, though. They want to get a new Call of Duty every year. Here's the problem. Like, you know how every developer takes a break after the game gets finished?
Yeah.
People that work that do Call of Duties, they don't. Immediately when the next game gets done, they immediately do the new game immediately. So
yeah.
They literally have a 3-year development cycle. They don't do that. But now with a 2-year development cycle like they used to, it's going to be so crunched on them.
Does Call of Duty
never
use Unreal Engine?
Nope. It uses the id Software engine from a couple years ago. It's just an upgraded one.
Wow. Okay. Interesting.
Yep. But it's just funny. Everyone loves using crunch because they want to have that BioWare magic.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to say that. But people need to stop. Crunch is not a good thing. Activision, here's my best advice. You have microtransaction. Use it. Stop doing all this stuff with Call of Duty. Give Call of Duty a break. It helped Assassin's Creed. It did. It reinvigorated the whole franchise after they took a year break.
Did it though? Because it seems like Assassin's Creed now are like weird RPGs that you have to spend money in order to get places.
Yeah. But what I'm trying to say though is the stories are a lot better. Like they actually have a new like modern story that takes place. Like if you played like Black Flag, Unity, and Syndicate, you're just an employee inside the Templar company beta testing a game and you find little bits of information. That's
really?
it.
Okay, interesting.
And like the new one says, like the new one's like another apocalypse is coming.
So, are you still like in the future going in the past than Assassin's Creed?
Really? Yes, you are, and you're playing a different character this time.
Wow, so you're not Desmond or whatever?
No, you're not Desmond. Desmond died. Yeah, he died saving the world. He literally sacrificed himself to activate the Apple of Eden to stop the apocalypse 2012.
Well, that proves how out of touch I am for Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, like I love the trilogy of that. Everyone hates 3, but I'm like, I enjoyed 3. I love the Revolutionary War. I love being a Native American called Connor.
Yeah.
Okay. Like I even got nominated for Game of the Year. How high are you people? Well, I get it. The beginning is slow.
Yeah.
Whatever.
We're going off on a tangent here, Kyle. So we might as well.
But before we get to our review.
Okay.
Pretty much what I'm saying is if Activision took a break, they would still be surviving with the microtransaction. Yeah. They would. So maybe it's a good idea to skip a year. You are making money off those microtransactions. You fired a bunch of people and didn't realize your full potential. So that's my 2 cents. But anyway, let's get to the review. So for today's review, it's going to be John Wick Chapter 3, Revenge of the Dogs.
Parabellum.
Yep. Oh, Parabellum. Oh, yeah, Parabellum in Italian. Is it Italian?
I think it's Italian.
Prepare for war.
Yeah.
Prepare for war. So, I got a good question. Did you enjoy this movie?
I enjoy all the John Wick movies because they're literally like reading a book in movie form. Each movie is like you're turning the page and then it's like, okay, chapter 2. This one's like, okay, chapter 3. Like, I just want to one day like sit down and watch all the movies in like a continuous like stream.
Oh God, I love the John Wick films. Like, you got me into them as soon as you told me. Like, wait, what? Yeah, this whole thing started with a dog getting killed. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, why am I not watching this? So I finally got to watch it, and I was like, this is amazing. I started with chapter 2 because it's on HBO, and I was like, I want to see the first one now. And now I'm like, oh my God, this man is insane.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love this movie so much. Like, me and my friend saw it together, and we were definitely like looking at each other like, this is insanity. This is amazing.
I mean, it's a movie that like you can't really like say too much about, to be perfectly honest. It's like awesome. Like, it's just straight up awesome action. There's, it's just like a collection of like cool scenes are the John Wick movies.
And a lot of people really like the lore of the
The
movie.
Continental and the whole like Assassins Guild with like the high table and stuff. That's awesome.
Oh no, it is. And like people are like, this has so much potential to have its own cinematic universe. Yeah. Which I kind of agree with. They are making a television show called The Continental on Stars. They're still working on that. Come on. Make it. I want it. I will pay for Stars for this.
Yeah. So this movie, John Wick, is excommunicado, which means everybody is trying to kill him, as usual.
Yep, everybody kill John Wick. He has like an hour start, and we see him like just on the run waiting. And my favorite thing is like we see the TikTok man going tick tock, and hilariously, that guy's is a very hilarious guy, and I'm like, wow, I really feel like they underutilized him.
So like, what were some of your like? Because it would make no sense to like do a plot synopsis of this movie. Because, the plot is kind of...
John Wick is on the run, getting killed, and he's trying to figure out to find his way to redemption.
I mean, spoiler, the plot is he's on the run, then he's not on the run, then he's on the run again.
Yep.
So instead of like going up play by play, what were some of your favorite like fights and moments in this movie?
I would have to say the beginnings where and these are all in a row too. At the beginning, when John Wick kills somebody with the book, because I was like, I literally whispered to my friend, "Hey, guess what? Books are good for you." And he looks at me like, "You motherfucker, really?" Like I couldn't resist. I couldn't hold it back. And the horse scene where he was fighting with the horse, both of them.
That was crazy.
He brought a horse to a motor. I was just like, what is this?
You think those were real horses in the background when they're like fighting each other?
They were real horses, but I bet you those legs are CG.
Maybe.
I bet you. But I'm just thinking right there. I'm just like, this is insanity on the brim. And then that guy, and then like some of this fight with Zero were pretty crazy. Like, I loved it. Actually, I love that one scene where John is just fighting these two guys in the glass room, and he's just like, ugh. And you could kind of tell there was some improving where he just tells them to stop.
You know who those two guys were, right?
Who were they?
They were the guys from The Raid.
Really?
Yeah. Have you ever seen The Raid?
No, I haven't.
You got to see The Raid, man.
I have to see. I gotta watch. There's a lot of things I gotta see. So like, I got a lot of things to put on my list right now. So, but yeah, those guys are really good. Like you could tell Keanu Reeves was like kind of directing them and going time out, and then he's like, time to take the belt off. Daddy's home. I was just like, is he using the belt?
One of my favorite scenes in the movie is the scene with like Halle Berry and her dogs.
Oh, like, God, that's why I called it Revenge of the Dogs.
Those dogs are just trained to bite people's nuts. Like, it's so crazy.
Like, bite them in the nuts. Bite them off the nuts. It's just like every scene. And they tried to kill the dog.
Yeah, seriously. It's a good thing she had the bulletproof vest on the dog.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and I love what John Wick says afterwards. I get it. Yeah. I was like, God. Oh man, the whole movie. Even Lawrence Fishburne, he wasn't in there that much, but when he did, he knows how to make a scene work.
What did you think of the main antagonist in this movie, Chairman Koji from Iron Chef?
I think he was great. I've seen him in Kamen Rider Dragon Knight, and he knows how to fight, so he was perfect. And I love when he got in the Continental, he's just like, I just want to say, I'm a really big fan of yours. Which I was like,
that was so funny when like he sits so close to John Wick.
Yeah, I was just like, I'm more of a cat. You and me are like, you kill people, I kill people. I'm more of a cat person. I'm like, oh my God. This is funny. I love him. But yeah, it's awkward. Like, even when he goes like the scenes, he's just like, John, are we friends? Yeah.
That was a good fight, right, John? Yeah, it was. Okay, yeah. I'll catch up to you. And then he just dies.
Oh my god! Like I was expecting him to survive. Like after hearing him go like that.
I guess like Common did.
And yeah. And then we have like the high table, the low table. Well, the low table now.
Well,
the whole
it was
politics.
Yeah, the high table stuff was a little confusing because those people in the desert, I guess, control the high table, and that one guy was like the main like leader.
Yeah,
which is weird.
Yeah.
And you know, the whole thing where they tell him like, okay, you got to kill Winston, and then John Wick doesn't kill Winston, and they have like a protocol for like the Continental where it's like, okay, this site is
not
desecrated. Yeah, it's desecrated, or
you can kill on the Continental. And the bellhop, I can't remember his name. Oh my god. Do we have any bullets to take out armor?
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves is so amazing in that movie.
I mean, the whole thing with Winston just like sitting in that safe the whole time while like John Wick and the one guy are just kicking ass. Like,
yeah, no, I love that guy. Oh man,
I like that guy amazing. Too, but I kind of think he sucks now because of the end of the movie where he shoots John Wick off the building, and I'm like, oh man, you suck, Winston. Yeah,
Winston sucks now, but the other guy's still amazing.
We don't really know where the other guy stands.
The other guy,
because he's just
the other guy, but still, he still is himself, you know. Like, although, here's a question: do you think he did that on purpose? Do you think he knows John survived and he's like, yeah, you survive? He knows every nook and cranny.
I mean, part of me wants to think he did it on purpose because, like, he knew there was no way John would get out of there. But, like, I guess he suspected that, you know, what is Lawrence Fishburne's character called?
He's called the Bowery King or something like that.
Yeah, so the king was going to save him because the king was still alive because when Chairman Koji gave him the 7 cuts, he just got scarred up.
Oh my god. I thought he died. He fell down. I was like, he dead?
Yeah. I mean, the John Wick movies are hard to talk about because they're just like a collection of like, oh my god, and then this part, and then oh my god, and then the motorcycles.
There's not much story, but a lot of lore.
Yeah, it's just all action. It's amazing. Those movies are just like a fun ride.
Would you here's something real fun that would you believe? Did you know that John Wick is the #1 movie in America right now?
It's not surprising. Avengers has been out for like 4 weeks, and there's nothing really else out. I guess Detective Pikachu, but
here's the thing, though. Everyone thought Detective Pikachu was going to be the Oracle that would take out Avengers, but they're like, nope.
Nobody puts John Wick in the corner.
Yeah. No, it literally, he made the memes come true. Like, you ever seen the meme where Thanos naps so like everybody half the money, half the people, half of life off the universe? There's a scene where they show John Wick holding the puppy, and the puppy starts disappearing and goes, oh, fuck. Like, it was like, oh my god, the memes are coming
John Wick could probably beat Thanos.
No, I agree.
He's scrappy. He'd find a way.
He would. He would just be like, he'd just go and be like, just shoot him in the head.
He'd be on Titan, and then like he'd make a gun out of like the scraps or something, and then like shoot Thanos. Yeah,
make knives out of scraps. Like, and this is funny, and this is really funny. And then he's on Earth. He teleports to Earth. He's like, "What? How'd you get here?" It's like, don't question it. And then he's like hitting the whole, like Thor gets him in the heart, and then he goes and then kills him for the head, and just goes, "You should have gone for the head." And just like, Thor goes, "Who the hell are you?" And they just don't ever mention it ever again. Oh my god, that's a fun one. Oh man, but yeah, John Wick, like I just said, and It's also been confirmed we're getting another John Wick in 2022.
I mean, I thought this one was going to be the finale, but as the movie kept going on, I was like, oh shit, they're doing number 4. Like,
yeah, no, they're doing number 4. And apparently the director says they can't just let him go off like this. They can't just let him have a happy ending. Like, that's pretty much what it was. Like, they're going to continue making these movies until John Wick is dead.
I wonder if this will become like a Fast and Furious type of thing where, like, you know, all of a sudden there's like 8 Fast and Furious movies, and then maybe someday there'll be like 8 John Wick movies or something crazy.
Oh, and don't forget spinoff, because they are trying to work on a female spinoff in the John Wick universe right now.
So. To be perfectly honest, I don't really care about a spinoff. I just want to see like John Wick Chapter 4, John Wick Chapter 5. Like,
listen, we're getting more John Wick, but we're getting I was just saying, the spinoff would be like a female version, not female version of John Wick, but a female just shooting up just the same way John Wick would.
I mean, would they take that character that Halle Berry was, Sophia Chapter 1?
I was expecting that. But
yeah, because like I wouldn't mind if it was about her. She seemed cool, like with her 2 dogs.
No, I would. Yeah, no, and it would reinvigorate Halle Berry too.
That would be cool.
Like, but apparently a lot of people are saying, "Oh no, it's that woman that owns that ballerina orphanage," and I'm like, really? No, I don't think so.
I don't know.
I think the Halle Berry character would be a lot better because, 1, she's new. She did a very strong impression, and 4, I want to see more dogs biting their nuts off, getting their nuts.
Plus, she had one of those coins that John Wick had to help her out with something.
Yeah, and you could turn that into a prequel spinoff.
Yeah.
So yeah, and like I said, we also have the Continental. So, let's just get to we're getting to the end of the podcast. Let's just get with the rating. What are you going to give this rating for a movie?
John Wick, A.
I'm giving it an A. I'm sorry. I've been giving too much good reviews. I enjoyed this way too much. It is the best John Wick movie, and usually the third one usually sucks.
Yeah.
But they proved us wrong for the first time, and usually in the first one, and usually it's the first one or the second one is usually better. This is the best one. I'm giving it on the factor of that too, A+. And I'm also giving it 2 dogs biting off private parts as well, out of a 10. Actually, out of a 5. I'm kidding. 2 dogs biting 2 nuts as well. That's the best way I got to give it.
I guess we're the only YouTube podcast that has not been jaded by fame that we're like, this movie's no good because it's not as good as this. It's like, no, we just like everything. We're just dumb.
Yeah.
We just like everything. Very dumb.
We don't know what a good film is.
We just like it when people make cool shit. So yeah, it gets an A.
Yeah, it gets an A+ for me because, like I said, I put factors in of usually the third one is usually bad, but it was really good. A lot of critics agree. Yeah, it doesn't have much story, but shut up. You don't go and watch. It's like a porn. You don't watch it for the story. You watch it for the sex, but you watch this movie for the glory action. That's amazing and unbelievable.
Right.
That's the best way to say it. All right, so let's get to the end of this podcast. So, Chris, what have you been playing? What have you been watching?
Not much, man. Been really busy lately. I'm still struggling through that Trials of Cold Steel game when I get a chance to play it. Gameplay wise, it is getting better. Story wise, it's like kind of like whatever. But I'm still into it. I'm still playing it. We'll see how long it goes. But I'm about 38 hours into it now. It's a decent RPG. Definitely a younger me would think this was like the best game ever. If you're between the ages of like 11 to 17 or maybe like 11 to 22, you'd probably love this game. Like you think everything about it is awesome. For me, I'm like, I like the RPG aspect. It has a great battle system. The story is kind of like, these are kind of like anime characters I see all the time, but I don't hate the story, but at the same time, the story doesn't really make me be like, I can't wait to see what happens next.
Find out in the next episode of Trials of Cold Steel.
Yeah. I mean, the gameplay is fun though. It's like a great turn-based RPG though.
Yeah.
It's got this cool thing with like equipping spells that I like. And yeah, the battles are fun. The story, I said, the story's like whatever, but the battles are fun. So I'm still playing it.
That's good.
Yeah.
For me, I've been watching anything else?
Yeah, that's it, man.
I wanted to make sure I didn't want to interrupt you, man.
Yeah.
But for me, I've been watching Rise of the Shield Hero. Pretty good. Right now, it's getting really interesting because now they're calling him. Apparently, there's like an entire religion going on in there with these 3 heroes, and they call the Shield Hero the devil. And I'm like, what the hell is going on here? And there's like a lot of manipulation within the kingdom itself, and the king is a dick. So, like, he's like, how dare you? Don't talk to me. How dare you run away from me? Don't you disrespect me? I am your king. And I'm like, dude, you're such a dick. So right now it's just getting really interesting right now. They added another member to the cast of members. So I'm right now at the half point of the show right now. It's still continuing. So I'm almost all caught up right now. But it's been really good. Like, it's like fantasy, but I don't think you would like it. You're not mostly into fantasy or anime at that time, most of the time.
Yeah.
But I've been trying to catch up on that. And Krypton, which I'm almost done with that too. I'm only like maybe 1 or 2 episodes away from finishing.
I gotta watch Krypton.
And then and then I'm on 2, and then I'm playing like 3. I was playing 3 games. I was testing Shadow Hearts Covenant. Really still love that game. I've been replaying it because I bought it. So at my local friendly neighborhood game store. Sorry, I had to make that joke.
I gotta hit up that place by you, man. It's been a long time since I've been there. I gotta see if they got good stuff.
They've been playing some. They have some pretty good stuff. Dean, by the way, we still talk about that time when you got all those Pokemon cards to him, and we still talk about that amazing trade you did.
Yeah, maybe I'll hit it. Are they going to be open on the holiday on Monday?
I don't think so, but they are going to be open on Saturdays and Sundays. I'll ask them.
All right, man.
But remember, always support your local game stores. Don't support GameStop because it helps the economy more. A little bit, I think. But also I've been playing Assassin's Creed 3 because I love playing as a Native American assassin because I'm also 25% Native American, so it's kind of cool seeing some of the culture in there represented. And also the Revolutionary War because I'm a huge history buff on American history. I don't watch the History Channel, but I like watching documentation sometimes. And played Warframe a little bit with my friend Andrew because I wanted to show off some of the cool frames that we've been doing, and I'm helping him out because he just started playing on PS4, so I've been buffing him.
Cool.
And helping him get through the game. So yeah, but I guess we'll close it out with the Mediaverse podcast. Probably don't know what we're doing next week. We'll probably figure it out because I'm going to see Aladdin this week. Chris is probably going to go see Blight. So
when we get to see those, isn't it obvious what we're doing next week, Kyle?
What?
It's not obvious what we're doing next week.
What are we obviously doing next week? Godzilla?
Doom Patrol.
That's next week. Oh, yes, right.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
We'll probably get Bill on to do Doom Patrol.
Yes, get Bill. Okay, so now we're going to be doing Doom Patrol. We're going to give our 50 cents of 15 episodes. We're going to hopefully get Bill on because I know he'll want to throw his 5 cents in there as well. Yeah. I forgot about that. I forgot it's this Friday.
Yeah, man. I caught up.
Remember. Yeah. So I guess I could say this line then. But hopefully you all enjoyed this podcast. We really would appreciate a like, favorite, subscribe, put your notification bells on so you know when we are coming in live. Appreciate a comment. We are reading them sometimes. So please comment as you can. And as always, remember, as the voice of Mr. Nobody says, I am so powerful that I can take over the streaming service.
That was so lame.
All right. Hope you all enjoyed this podcast. Have a good day. We are the Media